Hey, welcome to Ergo Everything, where we discuss RSI solutions for computer users. Today I'm going to show you a bit of voice recognition software that I have been using for the last, I think, 3 months. It's not perfect, but it basically allows you to use your voice to replace the mouse. And voice recognition software is typically very, very bad at this. Alright, so this software works by putting little numbers next to everything that is clickable. It has a couple other features too, but let's take a look at the basics. So I was thinking that as an example, I would show you how I edit videos. So I'll give you my example. I'm going to use this pointer here just to show you like what I'm looking at, but I won't be clicking anything. I will be using some keyboard shortcuts to like play and fast forward and whatnot. But otherwise, I just use the voice recognition. So first thing we got to do is pull in some video clips. So we'll start with that. Show in tags. 31. 5. Double 42. Double 42. 36. Shift click 43. 58. 4. Okay, so I apologize. This is much slower than it normally is because I'm also screen recording. Alright, so at this point, I've got my video clips in, and you can see that I have in tags in a lot of different places, but I'm not able to click on the videos themselves or access this area down here. So I'm going to switch into overlay mode, which basically is just a tool that it allows you to make your own clickable numbers. So I'm just going to access mine. It's mostly fleshed out. I'll show you how you add the clickable items. Show overlay. So you can see now I can click a lot more. And if I wanted to add something else that's clickable, like let's say I want to click this, I would do create tag. Now I have a new clickable item. I'm going to delete it. Delete tag. So in this video, I have 2 camera angles, so I need to sync them up. 24. Shift 25. Right click 25. 76. 24. 22. Messed up there. 18. 21. 24. 20. Alright, so now I'm using the syncing tool, so I'm going to have to switch back to the regular in tags. Show in tags. 6. 11. Show overlay. 22. All right, so I'm using DaVinci Resolve, which is, if you struggle with your hands, this is the software for you. I was irritated when I had to learn this because I used to use OpenShot. Ugh. And OpenShot will crash if Dragon is open at the same time. But this is so much better. So I'm actually just going to use keyboard shortcuts to scrub through this video. Alright, so some of my footage was corrupted, so now things are getting kind of meta. I am editing this video right now, but there's a couple things I didn't get to show you, so let me see if I can. Drag 13 to 8. I love that. Also this. 8. 27. Voice Computer does 27. 54. 54. 53. 70. 'Alright, so that was the 2 features that I use in Voice Computer. You can have as many overlays as you want, and you can have like up to 200 overlays per application. So I just have one that I use, so I say show overlay. But then if I wanted more, I would do show overlay 2, show overlay 3. So any program that is not naturally accessible, and it's not Voice Computer's fault that it's not accessible, just like literally no application would be able to access it because it wasn't made in an accessible way. But for those applications, you can use the overlay feature, and it makes really anything accessible. They have a couple other features. One that's nice is you can restart Dragon using Voice Computer, and if Dragon crashes, that's very convenient. You can also tell it to shut down the computer or to restart all voice-related stuff. You can tell it to. So that's like a kind of a little thing. It has 2 other big features. I don't use them because I do still have access to my hands. But you can basically just give the computer coordinates, X and Y coordinates, for where to position the mouse, or where to click the mouse. And if you did that on a regular basis, you would be an absolute pro at it. And it's really just like most things are accessible through the other tools, but that's just kind of like just in case. I really wish that I had known about Voice Computer. I have never heard Voice Computer mentioned in the RSI community, so that's why I want to bring it up. It's exactly what I needed from voice recognition when I tried to go that route. First I got Dragon, and really the only thing I wanted to do was replace the mouse. Typing wasn't an issue at the time. And so Dragon was just like this kind of big disappointment. I thought that if I learned enough commands, I would be able to replace the mouse, but that just was never really possible, especially when at work you usually run into new circumstances. It's not just using all the same programs you're used to. And so you just are not able to learn all the thousands and thousands of commands necessary to do things hands-free. I then got No Brainer. No Brainer is really great if you are a writer because the main thing it does is make it easier to edit text that you've already put down. Like significantly easier. That's not really something I'm too worried about, but if that's your jam, if you write for a living, you should get No Brainer. But the reason I got it is because it has this little feature where you can say show numbers, and then it pulls up the in tags, and then you can say a number. However, every single time you want to click something with that feature, you have to say show numbers. I even tried to see if I could set up a keyboard shortcut that would make the numbers appear so I wouldn't have to say it constantly, and that's just not a possibility in No Brainer. So voice computer is exactly what I needed. It's what I need going forward. It makes it possible for me to enjoy this hobby of making videos. It makes it possible for me to consider going back to school because that was not an option before. Um, I'm very grateful for it. It does have some downfalls. It'll struggle if so you know how you can switch between windows in a program. You can switch between Word and then go to um, your browser and so on and so forth. Sometimes within a program, there are areas of focus. So Google, for example, if you are searching something, the area of focus is like up in the search bar, and then you're able to switch it to like the results part, but those are kind of separate. And so the program struggles anytime there's multiple areas of focus within one program. And that makes perfect sense. Like, I have some exposure to programming, and I cannot imagine a way to work around that. It's just not possible. So sometimes it can struggle. I have, there have been a few programs where I have needed the overlay feature. Most of the time it's fine. Sometimes you have to repeat yourself, which is annoying, but this also happens with No Brainer, so I don't think it's like specific to voice computer. It's just an issue. The biggest downside with this is that it costs so much. Like on their website, they advertise that like, oh, it's only like $80 and you would spend that much on a fancy mouse, and that is true. However, it's actually $100. They need to update their website. They know that. I've talked to them about it. Um, and it's very, very deceptive. It looks like it's $100, period. But once I purchased it, after I had purchased it, I realized that it's a yearly subscription. And I guess it's kind of reasonable, and voice recognition software is just expensive. But that really kind of irked me. But it's $100 yearly. And if what you're trying to do is get rid of the mouse, you should absolutely get voice computer. It can either work with Dragon or Windows speech recognition, which is free as long as you have a Windows PC. Hopefully, this has been informative, if a little dull. I've got a blooper from me setting up the software that we can end with. Um, is not intended for the operation of nuclear facilities, aircraft navigation, or communication systems, or air traffic control machines. They don't want to be responsible if you accidentally say the wrong number to click on something and set off a nuclear facility. I love that. That's so funny.